What up with you guys? You know who it is. It's your boy John Mike back again, and today we're going to be talking about the Slate VSX headphones. There's a lot of hype surrounding these headphones about what they are, what they aren't, what they can do, what they can't do. Is it for you? Is it for me? Is it for nobody? What is it? You know, some people are probably just asking like, what is it? What are those?
What are those?
You know what I'm saying? So these are some ultra linear headphones that kind of play into Slate's whole aesthetic of emulations. So, you know, they're big on that, you know, with their plugins and their mic. And now they brought it into something that can help us emulate the rooms and stuff that we're in as mix engineers. So you can be in like listen to your music on what it sounds like in a world-class studio like NRG or Archon, Howie Weinberg's mastering studio, AirPods, different things like that. So let me tell you what these aren't. These aren't a automatic mix type situation. Like when you put the plug-in on for this particular thing, it does not automatically mix your music for you. You still need to know how to mix. You still need to know how to EQ. You still need to know what a good mix is supposed to sound like in order for these to be effective for you as an engineer. So I see a lot of stuff in forums with people talking about like, oh, this is messing up young engineers. This is, you know, the worst tool for them, blah, blah, blah. They really need to learn how to mix. Well, this will really help you learn how to mix. So with that said, I've been testing these out for about a month or so now. And these are really, really great. I've utilized them on several mixes. I've mixed a couple of records, a couple of albums. I did a full Christmas album using these. And I did just some, you know, regular mixes and stuff. But one thing I've learned with these is that I can instantly almost kill mix one with these joints, because what it's about is translation. That's what these things are here to help you with translation. And I'll dig into that a little bit later on my real thoughts on it. So let's talk about the build quality on these. Now, they're all plastic for the most part. Every part of it is plastic except for the, you know, inside here, which is like a polymer. But and it's a little metal thing right here. And I don't even know if this how much metal that is because it's real thin. But you know, it's cool. I've seen some photos floating around online of them kind of broke, where some people have broke them and stuff like that. Pretty easy. This is not something that I would personally just like throw in my bag, you know what I mean, and just carry around like, you know, without any kind of protection. And Slate probably thought about that as well. So they gave us this little pouch, this carrying pouch that goes with it. So if I'm traveling, I'm definitely putting these in this pouch and utilizing them and handling them with extreme care. Now they say that they won't break that easy, but I would be scared to like really, I'm just saying, this is just me. I'm not too keen on the build quality on these, but they sound amazing, but the build quality is not the best. Now, however, they do come with a 2-year warranty that Slate says if they break or something happens, they'll replace them for you. They're pretty good about that kind of stuff. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool in terms of that. Now, sound quality wise, without the plug-in and all of that stuff like that, they sound pretty good. They're decent. They're flat. They're linear. Don't expect Beats by Dre sound without them, like real crazy low end or anything like that. But when the magic happens is when you get into the plug-in of that or what have you. Now, the last thing I'll say about build quality is the actual cord and cable that goes with it. What I love about this cable is, of course, it's detachable, but it's also not like one of those little squiggly, wiggly, piggly wiggly type, you know, cords or whatever, pigtail cords I like to call them, because they like, you know, coil up like that. This is a straight, like, it's kind of like a rope type one, and we'll see how durable it lasts over 6 months or a year. I'll come back and do a post review on them and tell you what I think about them if they held up. But so far so good, and I like this better because it doesn't get tangled. It doesn't get wrapped around anything. You don't have to worry about that. And it's pretty long. Like I have them reaching all the way back behind my desk. So pretty good there. Now, one thing that's actually really funny is they put this little thing on here. It's like a little sticker that says Founders Edition. And it's a sticker. It literally Literally peels off like that. It's just a sticker. So expect that to be gone probably when I do my post review, because that's not going to stay on there. It's already starting to lift a little bit. So they didn't actually put that in there. It's just a sticker. That's all it is. It's literally like a sticker. So pretty cool. That's my thoughts on the build quality on it. Now let me jump into the software, because that's where the magic really happens. Okay, so once you get them in the software, this is where the magic really happens. And they've got all of the different studios. You got NRG, you got Howie Weinberg, you got Electric Car, you got Archon, I just say Archon, an SUV, audiophile, blah, 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 blah. And then all of these headphones. So from my perspective, it's really, really dope to have just for something to monitor in all these different rooms. That's where it kind of shines for me. Now, I've tried mixing from start to finish a song with just these, and I haven't been really impressed with that portion of it, just me personally, because, and I'll tell you why, because when it comes to like low end, it's really the low end that gets me. Like being inside of the room emulation is actually pretty cool, but it's the low end that really gets me. And I'm used to feeling the low end, like feeling it hit my body, hit my chest. I want to feel the music just hit me. You know what I'm saying? But with the headphones on, when you have them on, everything is hitting you right here at the bottom of your neck. And so that is so much different than actually being in front of a pair of monitors and it like slapping you. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you're out and about mixing and stuff like that, it's pretty cool. They're closed back, so you don't really get a lot of, they're really good at isolating. You don't get a lot of outside noise on them, depending on how your head is shaped and your ears are. It'll work out pretty good for you. But for me, mixing with them out the gate is not the best thing. So where it shines for me is translation. So most of the time I mix a song completely here in my room and on my monitors, and then I use VSX at the end of my chain when I'm finished doing all of my moves, because I know this room. I've been in this room for quite a while, and I know this room. I know the feel of it. I know how music is supposed to sound on these monitors. I do a lot of translation, a lot of mixed referencing. So I've come used to this, just these sound in this room. So where this shines for me is translation. I finish the mix, I put it on, and I start referencing what does it sound like in a car. You know what I mean? What does it sound like in, you know what I mean, a boombox? You know what I'm saying? And what does it sound like, you know, on AirPods? You know, that's one of the other things that I like to use, because these are places that people are going to be listening to your music, and they're pretty spot on. I remember doing the reference myself with my AirPods and this, and I was like, you know what? It's actually pretty spot on when it comes to how AirPods actually sound and feel. So this is where it shines for me. And because of that, it allows me to kind of really hone in on translation. And if you don't know what translation means, because I've been saying it this whole video, translation is how your mix translates from your monitors, what you like to hear, what you're hearing, to what somebody else is hearing in their car, on their boombox, in their, you know, on their AirPods or whatever. So this is a good tool for that. And because of that, it helps me like nail those first mixes when I send them out to the client. Most of them are like, man, the balance is unreal. Man, you killed it on the first mix. And most of the time when I'm sending out a mix, you know, I'll label it to the client mix 1, but for me, it's probably mix 5 or 6, because I done ran upstairs, listened to it in the car. I done listened to it on AirPods. I done put it on my smart speaker. I done listened to it on my iPad. I've listened to it on my phone, you know what I mean, and come back and tweak. This kills that whole vibe for me, having to go and do all of that stuff. Now, here's something else. The last thing that I'll say that's really cool kind of about it is that, you know, you can set your favorite rooms up. I don't really have them set up. I just kind of jump to the ones that I want to do. I probably could do that to make it faster. But they have all of these different headphones, these popular headphones like the Sennheiser 650s, the 770s, the DT 770s, and the M50s, and of course AirPods. So this is like having 5 to 6 headphones all in one. Because if you bought any one of those headphones by themselves, it would cost you $300-400 for a good pair of those headphones. And these live in the $450 range. So having these come in at that price range, and it's like having all of these different emulations from all of these different headphones, you know what I mean, that you can reference on, makes it worth it in my opinion. So it's pretty cool. So that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to share with you guys. Just giving you my unfiltered thoughts about it. If you want to dig into like the software part of it really heavily, there's a ton of other videos that you can watch where people actually dig into the software part of it and how it's used. I didn't want to make this video super long. I just wanted to give you my impressions of them, and as an engineer, a person who mixes music on the daily, produces music, this is what I think about them. I will be following up with a 6-month review and probably a 1-year review, and see if my thoughts and my usage of them changes on them over a period of time. Because like I always say, everything is always dope when you first pull it out the box. It's not till you had it for a while that you decide whether or not it's something that you really want to use. So that's all for today. That's all we want to talk about. So you know how we do on these videos. You got to hit the like button. You got to hit the share button. Drop a comment below. Subscribe. Turn on notifications. I'll talk to you guys on the next one. I'm out. Holla at your boy.